Can you explain a little bit why you have to get this done now and then you won't be racing this fall?
So I'm actually 18 years old and I'm going off to college. I'm a college freshman. I start at Michigan State University Monday and I'm going into mechanical engineering. So I'm here and I'm going to go straight to my dorm room. I made my bed on Wednesday and so I'm off and out of here.
So coming out of comp school, these two are both going to podium, which is very unusual.
All right, hi, I'm Clay Keith, and I'm here at Mid-Ohio August event at NASA Great Lakes, and I'm here to compete for competition school in hopes of eventually, well, driving Spec 3 in races.
I'm Mike Job. I run the comp school and the liaison from comp school into HPD3, HPD4 for NASA Great Lakes. My job is to identify people who want to go into wheel early in HPD3 to help get them ready, even if it's personal coaching or if it's just questions to be answered. Our race in our STU group here, comp school, we've switched to a 2-day comp school, which we're continuing to perfect. And by the time we're done with the design on the 2-day comp school, I think we'll have a world-class education system on the racing side.
So I've done HPDE for 4 years now, and eventually at some point I was asked, what do you want to do in HPDE, where do you want it to take you, etc., etc., and I was like, eventually I want to go wheel-to-wheel racing, preferably in a spec class because it's, tightly knit. It's a group of a lot of guys who are, very similar pace-wise, similar cars, etc. NASA had been my home, NASA Great Lakes. They have a great program and basically, allowed me to essentially feel confident and comfortable in the car. So when looking for spec racing, that's when I came upon Spec 3. It made a lot of logical sense for me to get this car and to join this class. Over the past few years, more and more people have started to come to Great Lakes tracks, be part of Great Lakes events. But at the time, there wasn't really a lot of people. It was kind of in the air and whatnot. And so I kind of wanted to be not necessarily like the founding member, but a starting member in Great Lakes and essentially get the program running, especially because, I like the E36 and that's kind of my preferred platform.
The comp school that I envision and that we've started to put together is to take an HPD 4 level student that's quite experienced, got a lot of track time, but to get them thinking racecraft, not just passing, but actual racecraft, how to pass, how to plan a pass, 3, 4, 5, 6 corners in advance, how to identify the cars in front of them and plan the pass. To take our normal comp school guys and also make them faster, more competitive. Not just teach them the CCR, not just teach them the racing fundamentals of this is how the session is going to go, this is what you expect, to actually getting down to the point where they're understanding the nuances that veterans have the benefit of after they've raced 4 or 5 years, for example. And I know you can't teach them that in 2 days, but at least exposing them to the thought process. Track walk. We've never done track walks as a part of comp school. And the track walk yesterday, the intent was not to teach them how to go faster at Mid-Ohio, the attempt was to teach them how to understand a track so they can do a track walk anywhere and not only see the nuances but feel the camber in their feet. So we walked forward, we walked backwards, we walked sideways, and made them feel the track. And now they can go anywhere and they can see any track and do a track walk and see the nuances of a curve and why you need to stay on the inside or why you can actually go to the outside and it's okay. So we're trying to approach this from an information level at a much higher plane than we've ever done before. So we had 2 good students this time for the pilot. They were very well versed coming in. There was a lot of what I would say the elementary data we didn't have to go over and spend time on, so we spent most of our time on racecraft, good decision making, getting them faster and concentrating on getting very comfortable, not with close proximity, which is a problem sometimes, but we're getting them comfortable with what I call sending it early on cold tires, and so that they wouldn't be builders of a good time, but they could lay down good times second lap, third lap on cold tires.
I've kind of liked this comp school, even though it's been, kind of long and daunting, because it's got a lot of real world experience built into it, and a lot of like actual, quote unquote racing. We were able to get a traditional rolling start at Mid-Ohio on the back straight. We were able to essentially figure our way through the pack, find our ground, get a position, and then run for 40 minutes, which is essentially an extended race session stint, in order to essentially feel what it would be like to be driving in the car, etc., etc.
We did nose to tail drills to get them to simulate bump drafting. We did side to side drills where the idea is they need to be able to flip the other one's mirror and that be that close. And we teach that the side to side needs to be adhered to even in the normal passing because it's the proper way to pass. The closer you are to that car, the easier it is for them to see you, and the less likely you are to have any type of accident. And if you do, it's going to be a tire on the side. It's not going to be a bent frame or a busted radiator. It'll be implemented. So the 2-day school gives us a much longer window to help these guys be competitive right off the bat. So coming out of comp school, these 2 are both going to podium.